Assalamu alaikum students, and welcome back with another video of the subject modern novel. I am your course instructor Sidra Khalil, and the subject which I am telling you that I am teaching you that is modern novel, and the novel we have started in our previous lecture, that is Lord of Flies, and today's lecture we are going to discuss symbolism in the novel Lord of Flies. So while discussing the short summary of the novel Lord of Flies, we will analyze the symbols of the novel. So in Lord of Flies, symbolism plays a crucial role in illustrating the descent into savagery. In chapter 4, Jack's face paint symbolizes his liberation from shame, representing the boy's transition to barbarism. The extinguished signal fire signifies the decline of civilization, while Piggy's broken glasses symbolize the erosion of logic, the chaos, and reason. In chapter 6, the dead parachutists represent the manifestation of evil, and the conch diminishing power reflects the loss of order. Chapter 9 highlights Simon's purity through his symbolic angelic portrayal, contrasting with the darkness of the other boys, emphasizing the triumph of savagery over civilization. Chapter 9 of The Lord of Flies opens with an emerging turbulence of nature and a malevolent omniscience as the flies blackens the pig's head, which has caused little Simon to lose consciousness. As he grabs creepers with which to pull himself, certain symbols emerge. The Lord of Flies. The Beelzebub symbolizes the devil and evil, like him is the body of. The dead parachutist also covered with flies amid blackened. The rotting presence of this dead body covered with flies represents the corruption of man as he engages in massive destruction in World War II. The feast with the roasting pig and the excited boys at the threat of violence, with Jack sitting before them as an icon, is much like those of the Romans' orgiastic feast, symbolizing the boys' descent into savagery. A chant and a primitive dance ensue as Roger pretends to be the pig. But as the chanting continues, Roger ceases to be the beast and becomes a hunter instead, while poor Simon becomes a beast that is blood-gaunt to the death. A death that ends the spirituality of the boys, as it has been represented by Simon alone. Simon's death becomes symbolic of the death of any spirituality in the boys. Like Saint John the Baptist, his message is not received by the boys as his body is washed to sea. There is a silvery layer to the water and a brightness to his coarse hair, indicating a holiness to his person that is surrounded by a fringe of inquisitive bright creatures. The conch loses its meaning in this chapter 5, and the conch does not count at this end of the island, Jack says. He tells Ralph if he blows the conch, we shan't hear it. This defiance of rule makes the conch no longer significant. The shrill screaming, another symbol that rises from Simon as he is blood-gaunt, the battle cry of the savage boys to kill the beast, the wave of restlessness, the flickering light, and the blows of the thunder all stand as symbols of the sights and sounds of war. The beast is built up to be a physical personification of evil. It is treated as a god-like monster who is given sacrifices and offerings, and it is feared by the boys. What we ultimately come to realize, however, is that there is no beast. At least the beast does not exist in a literal, physical, living and breathing sense of the word. Instead, the beast represents the potential for evil that actually exists within all of the humans, all of us. As the boys become more and more savage, as they give into what Golding presents as natural, basic instincts that have been tamed by civilization, the role of beast becomes more evident. Essentially, what Golding is telling us is that the more savage we become, the stronger the beast within us becomes, because it is self-created and self-perpetuating evil. So the novel Lord of Flies that provides William Golding's book with its title is a boar's head mounted on a spear, or as Simon says when he is trying to break the hypnotic hold the object has over him. A pig's head on a stick. The phrase Lord of Flies is a mistranslation of the name Beelzebub, Lord of the Flies, as Philistine and good God, another name of Satan. At the most basic level, the head of the boar mounted on a spear is a symbol of the success in the hunt. It is Jack who leads the hunt and throws himself into the activity with the most vigor, and it is he who later paints his face with boar's blood and encourages his followers to do the same. The Lord of Flies therefore also symbolizes violence and chaos, and the way in which Jack's leadership causes order to break down. The Lord of Flies is important enough to furnish the title of the book because it symbolizes what happens to all the boys on the island. But Jack in particular, Jack always wants to be leader, but initially he grounds his claims in the arguments of the civilized authority. He ought to be chief, he says, because of his accomplishment at school and in the court. In his battle for supremacy with Ralph, he finds that these achievements count for nothing. He must rely on violence and ruthlessness to secure his position. It is these characteristics that the Lord of Flies ultimately represents the ocean. Ultimately represents all the things, and another symbol is the ocean. So the ocean is a complex symbol that grows in meaning throughout the story. One significant nuance to this symbol is the use of the term ocean versus sea. The water surrounding the island is introduced in nearly idyllic terms at the beginning of the story, and the word sea is always used to describe it. However, when the boys first encountered the waters on the other side of the island, which lacks a beach and instead has sharp cliffs and rocks, and the water is rough and unforgiving, it is for the first time described as ocean. The waters on this side of the island from that point are always referred to as ocean. And so we might say part of the symbolism is linked to the nature of the waters themselves. They can be nurturing and mysterious as on the sea side of the island, or uncaring and cold as on the ocean side. So the ocean represents several facets of themes of the unknown, the subconscious, and isolation. And the sea is what separates the boys from their homes and is the main reason for their situation. The sea is also suggested to be where the beast comes from, and Morris announces that his father claims that they have not found all the animals in the sea yet, making it a source of danger and mystery. Finally, on viewing and contemplating the harsh nature of the ocean on the other side of the island, Ralph reflects that its brutality has an emotional impact. One was clamped down and one was helpless. One was condemned. On one hand, the ship or any ship symbolizes the same thing. A ship on the horizon represents hope, rescue, and a return to a lawful and civilized world. Readers see this hope very early on in the story, and sooner or later a ship will put in here. It might even be a daddy's ship, so you see, sooner or later we shall be rescued. This dedication to the idea that seeing a ship and being able to signal it means certain rescue is what causes the boys on the island to so adamantly to defend the necessity of a signal fire. At one point in the story, the boys on the island do actually see a ship on the distant horizon. They see the smoke and what could possibly be a smokestack. The boys try to quickly get a signal of some kind going because they know that this is the closest that they have gotten or might ever get to rescue. Unfortunately, the boys are unable to signal the ship and it disappears beyond the horizon. The boys are completely deflated. It's as if the ship has sailed away with all of their hope for a return to normal civilized life. The ship that the children seen in the William Golding novel Lord of Flies symbolizes at least two different things. First, it symbolizes the survival. A ship would be the boys' only the way of the island, so it is important that the boys keep a signal fire burning it all the time as a marker in hopes of rescue. Secondly, the ship symbolizes the outside world, the civilized world to which the boys hope to eventually return. It also serves as a reminder of the war that is going on outside the boys' island world. Next symbol is the conch. The conch shell is introduced early on it. It is used by Ralph to call the boys together to gather them, and it immediately adorns him with leadership qualities in the eyes of the boys. The being that had blown that had sat waiting for them on the platform with the delicate thing balanced on his knees was set apart. So the line from the chapter 2, you can hear the conch for miles, and Piggy comments that it is valuable, which it as a symbol of power. The boys pass around the conch and the one who has it talks. So basically, the line from the text about the symbolic representation of the conch. Next is the specs. Specs are the spectacles that has been, that are the glasses that have been worn by the Piggy. Jack pointed suddenly his spectacles, used them as burning glasses. Piggy's glasses symbolize his intelligence and his civilization. When humans conquered fire, it was a huge step forward for our society, for our civilization, for our advancement as well. The same is true for the boys when they use the specs to create fire. However, the ability to harness the fire does not necessarily mean that one can completely control its destructive potential. The boys destroy the island because they open the Pandora box of the fire but cannot control it. Next symbol is the island. Ralph is overcome with giddiness once he realizes they are on an island, a romantic notion for sure. He patted the palm trunk softly and forced at last to believe in the reality of the island, laughed delightedly again and stood on his head. Chapter 2 of the novel is that the island itself symbolizes the boys' isolation and regression, with no vestiges of civilization and no adults. The boys are completely on their own. Next symbol is the beast. Although most of them do not realize it, the beast represents their inner savagery. The boys are afraid of the beast but can never quite pin it down. The beast is described as a snake thing. Some of the younger kids insist that the beast came in the dark. Jake's reaction to the idea of the beast is to hunt and kill it. Ralph's right, of course, there is not a snake thing, but if there was a snake, we'd hunt it and kill it. We are going to hunt pigs to get meat for everybody and we will look for the snake too. This is the line from the chapter 2 of the novel. So however the beast does turn out to be real, it is the boys when they kill Simon and Piggy. Characters are also symbolic. So before that I discussed with you some of the symbols. Now the characters are also symbolic in nature. So the characters are also symbolic. Ralph and Jack have contrasting leadership. Democratic and authoritative. Civilization and savagery. So they have a contrasting leadership style for a reason. Ralph represents civilization and Jack represents savagery. Simon, the Christ-like figure, represents religion or culture or spirituality. Piggy, as already mentioned, represents intelligence, scientific ideas of the thought and mankind ingenuity. Blood is another symbol. In The Lord of Flies has a deep figurative and of course a literal meaning as blood is shed over and over. Jake's leadership style is revealed as his wish to be leader is selfishly motivated and his bloodthirsty nature can only lead to trouble. Jake wants to hurt. He is fascinated by the thoughts of killing an animal and even though it is for food purposes, Jake's intentions are definitely questionable. He is not disappointed when he makes his first kill. So much blood over his forehead as he pushed down the plastered hair. After that, there is no going back. Jake's lost innocence is revealed by the bloodshed. So then Jack found the thought and the hot blood spouted over his hands. This is the end of the today's lecture. This is the textual line that I have added over here. So this is all about today's lecture. In today's lecture, we discuss in detail about the symbols, some of the major symbols of the novel with their relevant textual lines. So I hope so that you are understanding that how to read a novel. So this is the end of the novel Lord of Flies. Next week we will start another novel. So thank you so much for listening. Stay blessed. Allah Hafiz.